ahead and intro us, bro. Go ahead and intro
Go
us.
ahead.
You remember how to intro us, bro?
I don't, but let me
Oh,
I-
okay.
how could I forget? Welcome back to the Rising Podcast. I'm Xavier, joined here with Cabria and
What's up?
Cayman.
What's up?
It's been a minute, so how y'all doing?
Man, it's been more than a minute. I'm like, ooh, looking at y'all. I'm like,
Like, how do we do this still?
yeah, how do we do this? I'm like, shoot, just gonna just be a conversation right now, right?
Yeah.
Honestly,
Obviously.
I'm just gonna try not to look at the camera and
Yeah.
try not to stutter.
Oh, you don't really stutter that much. I don't think
Oh,
you do.
that much?
I don't think you do. That's why I was like, the
Just
fact
a
you
little
said
bit.
that, I was like, do
Just
you
a little
stutter?
bit.
I feel like I'd be fucking up.
It's
So.
because I feel the pressure from our 35 subscribers just watching me every time
From
I get on here.
From our 10 viewers.
Yeah, from our 10 viewers.
Hey.
Shout out to my uncle Uncle
Yes.
Kevin. Be
watching it all the time,
He
huh?
do. He be at Costco having it on
Hey.
and stuff.
Oh, lit.
Yeah. He be
Every
saying
time
a
I-
lot of people like it.
Every time I see some black people, I'll be like, hey, do you like podcast? I have a podcast.
Do you really?
No. But that's what I think in my head. In my head, I'm like,
No way.
Does
I'm
that
like-
sound good to say to somebody? I'm like,
You like podcasts?
I was like, you like podcasts, bro? No? Okay.
Yeah, we probably do need to promote ourselves more though.
Yeah.
Honestly.
Yeah. Yeah.
As simple as
Because
that.
at this point, it's just the grace of God to passing on those views and them subscribers.
Grace to God, and hopefully we do a controversial video.
Oh yeah, shout out to Kyle Rittenhouse because he pulled us a lot of views. Shout out to that.
The only shout out he'll ever get in his
Yeah, the
entire life.
only humble shout out he'll get from us. Other than that, it's still hands. But
I'm hella weak.
on a bright note,
Oh yeah, Dax came in.
Cayman sent some disrespectful messages today in our group chat for the Rising. Did you read the article he sent today?
I glanced at it.
That's pretty much all I wanted to do too. After I read the title, let me read the title for you guys.
Should we just ask him what he was thinking before we
Yeah.
even read the title? Because I'm kind of curious. Why did this article catch your eye?
So, let's take it back. You know, I was on
Okay.
vacation, feet in the sand, you know, on the beach.
Nigga,
Nah,
I was gonna say, I was like, what beach are you at in
Yeah, I
Atlanta?
wasn't in no
God.
beach or anything. But I
Yeah.
don't know what I was on, and I saw that article, so I clicked on it. And then, you know, you can just call Cap after like 5 seconds of reading something. Like, oh, this is going to be some bullshit. So, you know, read it, and I was like, The Rising Podcast. Cabria, Xavier, I need their takes on this. That's instantly what I thought. So,
Yeah.
I sent it today.
Yeah, I know. I saw the
Xavier
date of the
seems to, yeah.
I was like, damn. I was
Yeah.
like, he either had this for a minute or he
Yeah.
went back and found this.
No, Xavier,
Yeah,
you seem to like it a lot. So,
Oh
you
my
know.
gosh! Let me just give you guys the title so you
The
can just
title.
enjoy it as much as me. So the title of the article is "Why Black Women Should Consider It's not dating, but marrying white
There go
men."
your stutter, nigga.
Yeah, this
Right. I was over here. He has a stutter.
because you guys got me scared. But yeah,
Like,
why
wait.
should black women consider marrying white men? Written by get this
Ugh. Hit
a
him with
black
the
man
facts.
married to a black woman.
What's the guy's name? Let's you know quote proper.
So, yeah, New York
name is
Post,
Ralph
April
Richard.
New York
1st,
Post, April 1st.
2022.
Yeah, Ralph Richard Banks.
Ralph
He is the professor of law at
Richard
Stanford University.
Coon Banks.
Get over there.
I'm just kidding. Go
I
ahead.
was gonna say, he's gonna write you.
You're about to get a very nasty, well-written email came in.
Right.
Strongly worded.
It asks
Come on.
you, oh, wow, keep going. I just thought about something.
But he's the professor of law at Stanford, specializing in race and inequalities and family, actually. So
Okay.
I feel like this is something he should have pretty good knowledge in. A lot of controversy with this article.
Right.
And he even mentioned in the article itself that there was going to be a lot of controversy within the black community, mostly probably with black men.
Okay, so
Wow.
let's just start by just reading some of the article first. and
Okay.
then we'll stop and we're gonna do popcorn. Okay. I'll
Should I
I'm
get
just-
my
I'm
phone
just
ready?
kidding. Nah,
Goddamn,
we're
I
not
was like,
gonna
I was
do no
expected to read.
popcorn. Okay.
Like,
Two of the
how
most
many are you gonna
powerful
read?
positions in the United States government will soon be held for the first time by black women.
Mm-hmm.
Kamala Harris and Ketanji Brown Jackson. Harris, as we all know, is the Vice President of the United States, and Brown Jackson could soon become, which she is, a
Period.
Supreme Court Justice. But Harris and Brown Jackson also share a personal attribute that is equally noteworthy. Each has a white husband.
Dun,
The
dun,
fact that
dun,
he- The fact
dun.
that he classified it as an attribute is wild.
The fact that, now that I think about it, he's focused on who they're married to instead of what they accomplished is a bigger issue.
No, the fact
as a woman,
the fact
it's
that he's taking two people that have accomplished such great things,
such great
and
shit.
then saying, "Oh, the thing they have in common is that they're married to a white man."
Not the time.
So that must
they
be
spent.
That must be the
for
reason.
That-
It comes
That's
all the
so
way back.
Wild to
It
me.
comes all the way to the
Yeah.
So
There's layers to this.
he says this fact is significant.
Mm-hmm.
The effects of racism have left well-educated black women with a paucity of black male partners.
Go ahead with that word. I was looking at it, so I was like,
According
Keep
to
going.
Brookings Institute data, black men are less likely than black women to have completed high school and 50% less likely to have attained a 4-year college degree.
interesting.
Yet despite the shortage of suitable black partners, black women have also been the least likely of any minority group to marry outside of their race, according to the data from the Pew Research Center.
Interesting.
Just an interesting usage of words.
But I
Yes,
feel
it's a very interesting
Yeah.
use of data.
That's-
that
yeah.
if you don't really pay attention or understand how data is collected, you could easily follow.
Yes.
And
what
that's
he's
my
saying.
real issue with the article, because like whether or not he may be saying things that are true, like okay, black women shouldn't have to feel like they are restricted to dating only inside their race. If
Right.
you want to date outside your race, do whatever you want. I don't really care. That's not my issue with the article. My issue is with certain words and stats that he's using. It really just pushes the blame all on black women all on black men, as if we're keeping black women hostage and from stopping them from reaching their full potential, and just a big hindrance. And it's just like continue bombardment of just like harassment on black men, and that's just furthering the divide of why, like they say, there's like a little tension between black men and black women. Well, of course, there's gonna be a little bit of tension there when there's articles like this fueling the fire that might not even be there.
Right,
But-
but then you have to think about who the audience would be for the New York Post as well. So that to me is interesting because like a lot of people that I know, depending on their career, depending on their everyday like news source, I don't think a lot of black people that I know is reading the New York Post.
Exactly. That's why I thought this was
You
a white
feel me?
man.
Like
that
I would have to
wrote
look up
this.
the statistics for this, but I can't even think like one time where someone in my family said, "Hey, did you see this article?" No, like at all. So I'm curious. It's not like, is it something to kind of just get the attention of other people,
That's
just
what
to
I'm
get
saying.
clickbait?
It felt very Candace
well,
Owens-y.
well. If I don't feel like this is a clickbait thing because I think like he really believes this. If you're willing to write a book, which he
That's what I'm saying.
later
write a
goes
book.
down the line and says that he actually wrote a book.
A
Is
whole
white
book.
people for is marriage for white people? That's
Yeah.
the book title. But I just want to like unpeel like some of the statistics.
Okay.
Like let's talk about it.
All right,
If you
talk about
really
it.
want to talk about it, let's talk about it. Black
All
men
right.
are less likely than black women to have completed high school, and 50% less likely to have attained a 4-year college degree. So I love how people can put shit in here like this, but not talk about the effects of racism in the country and on black men when we've been attacked with incarceration rates, when we've been attacked with crack in our communities. You wanted to take the black father out of the household in the 80s. And what happened? You guys filled our neighborhoods with crack and incarcerated our black men. Did that not happen? So we're just going to skim
He
we're
said,
just going to
"What
skim over the fact. Like, cuz we always blame shit on slavery, right? Everything is an effect of slavery. That was not slavery. This is the American government doing something in the 1980s. They still do shit right now. But this is the American doing shit that is fact, that is proven. Y'all did shit in the 1980s to sabotage black communities.
Yes.
That shit wasn't slavery. That wasn't over I don't know how many years. Like, you know what I'm saying? That shit was just in motherfuckers' lifetimes.
Yeah.
In our parents' lifetimes. You know what
Yeah.
I'm saying? So you say stuff like that, but there's been a target on black men to take black men out the household. So you can't use statistics without even backing, any of the shit that you're saying.
And I just feel as if to add to what you're saying, though, before I make my point, in addition to, you said, obviously what's going on with prisons, incarceration rates, with the crack pandemic or epidemic.
Yeah.
Yes, pandemics, I know, globally or whatever, is just the fact that people don't even look at our schools as another form of institutionalized racism. And just the treatment of people of color, black men, black children, period, different than their other peers that could have interfered with their attainment of their degree, on top of segregation, which led to certain school districts not having certain funding. So certain access to resources and opportunities may not be there. You know, it's layers to that. It's a lot of layers. And my issue with the article and how he's saying it is just because those haven't been addressed yet, where everyone is aware of it. You're here throwing something else to kind of distract from what's really going on, if that makes sense, and what's really at play when it comes to looking at certain statistics that or what he's referencing and how he's using it. And it's just a little bit more complicated. This article to me kind of seems like a way for the blame to be kind of placed back on the people who are the victims. Period.
The success of them are based off their white husbands. He said, remember what he said, a black old woman old enough to be my mother made a point of telling me that I was a disgrace to my race. Well, yeah. I'm sorry, but yeah, kind of.
But see, can we dive into that a little bit more? Because when I read that, I was trying to figure out, because of his research, she said that to him because he's obviously married to a black woman. So
The fact
he's saying,
that she
like,
let
the
him-
fact that you're black, but you're not really with the black agenda, is that what she was trying to say? Like, you're not black agenda, because there's no fucking black agenda. It's just about lifting up other black people, because you understand, like, obviously you didn't have access to resources. But we're not going to get all into all that shit. What I'm trying to say is that, do you think that's what that comment came from?
I mean, I
You
feel
see
like
what I'm saying? And like
even
the
if
book and like what he's teaching, she said that?
Yeah, I think it's what he's teaching, because even
Okay.
if he is married to a black woman, I feel like one, unless you look into him like I did, I wouldn't have known that, and I doubt
Facts.
he
Wouldn't
just like offered that information up at that press conference or whatever. So she might just be basing it off of loose information, like I was in the beginning, or just based off what he's preaching anyway, because he's still just telling. Like, my favorite quote from here is, "Black women should not be held hostage to the experience of black men." It's like he's just telling them to abandon ship in a sense, because in the beginning of the article, he acknowledges that a large part of the problem is due to racism.
Yeah.
But that's the last part. That's the last time he mentioned it. Everything else from that point on is telling black women to just leave black men, and they don't have to be victim to the experience of black men. And it's just wild to me. It's just wild. Especially with the. Ooh.
You got this.
See, he didn't got
I
your
think
ass
you're just
worked
thinking
up,
about it,
nigga.
and so now you're
because
just
especially
doing
with the
He didn't
accolades
got your
that he
ass worked
holds,
up.
the level of the type of professor that he is, and the specialities that he has, the language that he used in this article is harmful, and it's just extremely disrespectful. And the platform that he is posting it on it just seems very much like he's pandering. Like he's trying to collect the bag.
So do y'all want to see? Do y'all want to talk? Do y'all want to talk about? Do y'all want to talk about those black people that, you know? What do I call them? Like the bougie type of, like, white sympathizing, you know,
like the Lil Wayne's, Kanye West.
I forgot about
I didn't forget about Lil Wayne. I love Lil Wayne's music. I love Kanye music, but god
The new wave.
damn.
I wouldn't say
damn.
Kanye. I wouldn't say I wouldn't say Kanye is a white sympathizer more so than Lil Wayne, because Lil Wayne literally defended the police, versus Kanye's rhetoric and the shit that he says and doesn't think of. He has too big of a following to say some of the shit that he says, and motherfuckers can take that shit. But I feel like Kanye's a whole nother case, because he's
You know
fucking
what?
crazy.
Yeah, I was gonna say Kanye always.
But
says
I know what you're
outrageous
saying with the
good
Lil Wayne
But
shit,
I'm just
because
saying,
Lil
like,
Wayne has sympathized with the police on multiple occasions. Like, you're defending the white power structure over and over and over again.
But I mean, his story does make sense, and as to why he does it. But I just feel as if.
But I'm talking about the white. I'm talking about the black people that barely even fuck with black people. Like those type of, like.
So
he
Candace.
seems like he kind of
it's
seems
more
like
so.
one of those that are like,
Okay,
there's no racism, or he did identify racism in the article, that there was racism at a point. So obviously you still think there's racism.
Well, there's a whole subgroup of black people who use like figures like Obama and success stories, and
Probably like Oprah.
Yeah, who use that to justify that there was racism, but there isn't anymore. So he could follow along with that, like, nigga, get over it. Racism is ended. Get your BA and do something with yourself. Which he's also just placing such a such a heavy burden on education in itself, saying that if since black men are less likely to get that degree, they aren't the suitable candidate. It's like, just because you don't have your fucking degree doesn't mean you're not a suitable candidate.
Right.
So we also just got to look at the type of person that he is for the article that he's writing. And from what I see, this nigga sounds kind of crazy to me.
I'm hella weak. But what I'm thinking about now, though, and I would like to like research randomly, is just to see how he got this article as far as he got, or his ideas as far as he got. Because being in college, you write your article, you meet with other people, you meet with professors, they hop on, you research, you do a lot of shit. So it's like, how many people on this path to get to where he's at with this book, we're just like, this is a great idea, this is cool? Or was there actual debate? Was there people saying, okay, have you thought about this? And I'm also interested to see his upbringing as well. But I mean, just to understand the picture more of like who he is and how he came about with these radical ideas. Like, was his parents married? Did he not see a healthy black marriage? Did he not know anyone who's been in nice black marriage?
You gotta literally analyze all that type of stuff, because it matters.
And then post is wild for that too.
Hella wild. But it's just at the same time, see that too, but it's like you have to think about who is in certain positions. A lot of shit like get posted. Like, yeah, he's black, but it's like, would another black woman in that position would have read the article like, you know what? This is a great article to post, you know?
Yeah.
So it's like layers to it, because like, I want to blame him, because honestly, it's his ideas, but there's people who has enabled and allowed him to have those ideas. And I'm just wondering, are those people black?
And we know they're not. And that goes back to, like, we really need our own stuff, like our own news outlets, like our own stuff to tell our stories, because you do have those black people that want to be white and that want to be so close to whiteness, they're going to always side with the white people. So you can stay over there with their bullshit news posts and columns and places. Like, they really do control the fucking news outlets right now. That's why black people need to build more shit where our voice can be heard, our message can be heard, what's really going on in the black community can be heard.
Right.
Versus what the watered down version of what they want to fucking tell is.
Right. But not only building our own shit, supporting the shit that we built. Because some things have been ahead of their time, and now we're looking back like, God damn it. Like, where was the black support when those platforms were created by black people? But for some weird reason, if it was not trying to seem too pro-black, pressure, funds, you feel me, competition, that whole crab in a barrel type of thing certain groups or certain people have, why did those not get off, you know? Because I'm thinking about Tidal. When he was radical as fuck. Yeah, it goes FUBU, BET had a lot of potential.
It goes
like
all
the hip hop awards,
to the Grammys and shit. Like
exactly.
Right now, like, and every fucking year, somebody is mad that they got fucking what do you call it? I got robbed, or this or that, or the Grammys don't appreciate black artists, blah blah blah.
Yeah.
And this has been going on for so long, and we go right back to one. We boycott the Grammys, and then we're right back in the Grammys when they open that checkbook. So it's kind of like when it's your time to win. You'll sell out, you'll get your Grammy, and then you'll be gone.
Yeah, like, what's your message to Charlamagne and all the other DJs? Like, nigga, this is what y'all do. You can't put together a little group of people to give out the awards.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Y'all complain
like
about these award ceremonies every year, but y'all are still there.
But you have to,
performing.
That's crazy. But I feel
dancing and jigging.
I'm trying to think why that could be. Is it just
we don't value we
don't value ourselves and our
we need that attention from like these white corporations that have been been built forever. We need that validation and that shit from the fashion staples in the game and all that shit. We need the validation of those white foundations, and I don't understand because we don't really value ourselves. Like, however much I love the fucking Lakers and shit like that, if the black player said I want to start a league, nigga, I'm gonna get a new team. It's gotta be like that. As much money as I put into the fucking Lakers, going to games, shit like that, bruh. If it's our shit, that shit, no, for real.
He's like, yeah, I was there. I was gay.
Man, for parking,
man, that should be, but that should be expensive.
But
I'm talking about motherfuckers that are really like fans and shit. Like, no, but if we had our own entity, that shit gonna be bigger than the fucking Lakers or bigger than whatever. It's just gonna take time to build, and that takes the niggas really to lose some money or to sacrifice this or sacrifice that. And like niggas said that wanted to kneel with Colin Kaepernick, they said, I have 48 people under me that I need to feed. I need to feed their family. If I make a stand and I don't get paid, that's affecting 48 people's mouths. So then you have to make that decision. Am I going to affect these 48 peoples and make it harder for my peoples, or am I going to sell out, quote unquote, get this bag and make sure my family is good? So that's always the fucking fight that they have to make. So, you know.
And it's a tough decision. Not everybody's willing to make it. So,
because I know
it's an understandable decision.
A couple of
the hesitation's
y'all give me some $1 million and I don't be in this motherfucker.
Nigga better be on the Grammys hosting it.
Be up there, yeah, hoping somebody slap me like Chris Rock got slapped.
Walk up right on that stage like, nigga, where's my cut?
Yeah, I'll take that slap real quick.
I'm hella
for a couple minutes. Hell yeah.
But no, that does definitely go into a little bit more, you know. But then I don't know, like I think about it and shit like that.
Can we take a sideline for a bit?
Oh yeah, okay.
Since we're talking about Will Smith. Did you look at the video I sent you, the Wayans? Fuck, I can never remember which Wayans brother it is though.
Who, Marlon?
Marlon, yeah.
Oh,
I heard what he said.
Fuck,
What
about
did he
the Will
say?
Smith incident?
No,
That
what
nigga
did he
said. What did he? Go ahead.
He was just talking about how it's just hella embarrassing and how it's different for him because like those are people he really knows. Like that's his family. Like he's known Chris Rock since he was 12.
Yeah.
He's known Will Smith for 20 plus years. But overall, like Will Smith fucked up. Like that was a terrible.
I go back and forth with it.
This is what Marlon said. This is what Marlon
honest.
said. He said, "Nigga, Will Smith, why are you slapping Chris Rock?" He said, "Chris Rock plays crackheads." He said, "Chris Rock is Pookie, and you fucking train for Bad Boys and shit, nigga. Like you're not as big
on
as
the same level."
Yeah, like you just slapped a crackhead, bro. That shit was funny.
Well, let me go ahead. I thought it was a bigger deal than it needed to be.
I
just think it was a bigger deal than it needed to be. CNN was talking about it. I'm like, there's a war in fucking Ukraine, but y'all talking about this nigga slapping Chris Rock. I just feel as if he was.
Mad embarrassing.
I just feel like it was promotion for Bel Air too, but I just feel as if that. I just feel like the whole situation was blown out of proportion because it's like if you take away that he's Chris Rock, he's Will Smith, if you have your girl sitting there, she's battling what she's battling and a nigga makes a joke, you're automatically going to think to defend. I just think for a moment he forgot who he was and where he was at. You think it was staged?
That shit was staged. Will Smith is the most pristine fucking actor.
That is true.
Personality in
except
black
for
culture. Since
Jada been... I was finna say they've been kind of fucking up, not fucking up,
but I'm saying that's not under the control. Let's go pre 2014 and down. The niggas were in the Hollywood eye for 25 plus years. Pre 2014, and you know why I say 2014? Because that's when J. Cole said that Jada and that Will love. So from 2014 all the way down,
2014 Forest Hill Drive.
Motherfuckers thought that these were the premier motherfuckers in Black Hollywood, bro. Like Will Smith don't have no problems, bro. Now August Alsina shit, they get too rich, shit start coming out. Of course it is. The niggas make too much money. They don't have nothing to do. They just fuck other people. But I gotta take that out. But
Will Smith don't slap me. But
yeah, that shit was staged, bro. That shit was staged.
Okay, well, in that case, I buy that more because I was just like, what the fuck? That was just, but I think it was just too much to me.
Yeah,
I was just like, who gives a fuck?
Who slaps a nigga like that? Come on, bro.
Rich, that was
yeah.
That was just a bitch.
Yeah, now that you're saying
hold the follow through and everything. Come on, bro. And then walk back like that. Come on, that nigga walk back.
My wife's name. Out your fucking mouth.
And how he yelled. Cabrera, how he yelled. Keep my wife's like that nigga was doing too much. Come on, that was all acting.
I think it was definitely out of character. That was hella acting. It was.
And then Tyler Perry and Denzel being right there to console him, and he's all.
But did you see Jada laughing hard as fuck?
This is all.
No,
stage,
because
bro.
she is a puppet master.
Yeah, that's a whole deeper, darker. That's a whole deeper, darker.
Will is broken.
I ain't gonna say shit. You know she was running shit when she said it was an entanglement.
Yeah, and then she
sitting there.
Will been going through it for years.
Hella embarrassing, and then she goes, "Hey, I'm not the one that needs to be protected, bro. He didn't need to do all that."
Tupac already protected me.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
Tupac would have shot him.
Why Will Smith come out? I was jealous
That's not
of
enough,
him.
Will. Tupac would have shot him. I'm like, damn.
That is crazy as hell.
That's hilarious.
I always forget. But I mean, yeah, fuck it. I mean, I don't know. Everyone kept talking about it. I really didn't give a fuck. Because I was like, there's so much shit going on. I was like, y'all think I give a fuck about him slapping somebody when there's a war going on?
Secondhand embarrassment? Like,
no, I didn't feel embarrassed at all.
Like that just made us like as a people look hella bad. Underrepresented and don't get the shit that we need at these award ceremonies.
Right.
And then we have the award ceremony and then our prominent black figures actually get these awards, but nobody's talking about that because all
someone slapped.
But Xavier, who cares what we?
I care, nigga.
No, okay, listen, really, for real. Think about it.
Okay.
Just think about it.
But I mean, the way that you're saying it, I can see how. That
I understand, because that was originally
crying and shit. Like, nigga,
that was originally my point. I thought it was embarrassing too and all that shit, and then I thought about it, bro. Bro, who gives a fuck? Why are we trying to please white people or?
Okay, don't
but
be that.
Hold on. Let me just
finish your
shit.
Okay. I'm just trying to say it's Chris Rock and Will Smith. They're not Barack and motherfucking. I'm trying to think someone who I would be like, oh my gosh, like they're entertainers to me. They don't really. Maybe I don't feel as if they impacted my life so much. In a way where I'm just like, oh my gosh, I'm so embarrassed because they're not people that I put on the pedestal like that, if that makes sense, in the black community. Yes, they're high up there, but they're not up there. Like, they're not Barack, they're not Oprah. They're not people who's actually doing way more that I know done more for the black community, and then they're showing their ass. I think that goes back to the problem with black people not having black leaders. Because white people leaders, they act a fucking mess all the fucking time.
That's what I'm saying. We're
all the fucking time. And they don't probably feel embarrassed by it. But like with Will Smith and Chris Rock, I'm like, damn, that's crazy. Shouldn't have done that. Could have been a human moment. You feel me? But at the same time, it's like, it's Chris Rock and fucking Will Smith. What have they really done? Like, not to be a bitch or anything. They're culture icons, but like, what have you really done?
Shark Tales changed my life.
I had the video. I'm just saying, it's kind of like the same thing. Like when people get upset with LeBron and shit, it's like, yes, LeBron is great. He's done a lot. Well, first of all, it's different because he accomplished a lot. You know, athletically, he's done a lot. Mm-hmm. But I'm just saying, like, as a black people, they're not black leaders.
Well, I agree with you.
That's just how I see it. It's like they're just two people. It's like, motherfucking, I'm trying to think of white alternatives. It's just like, oh, so-and-so slaps someone's like, oh, damn, they did that, crazy. But who the fuck are you, like, you for me to care so much?
I get what you're saying. Know? And I feel like a large part of it for me is because, like you were saying, like, a lot of our black leaders are entertainers, athletes, and stuff like that. The fucked up part. And it's not even like a byproduct of black community pushing that on them. It's more so of, like, the media and the culture, like, putting that on them, like, they're the voice that has to be for the people and this and that. Yeah. So I'm just like, I understand that they're an entertainer, but at the same time, they also got to be the representative of us. And
I don't feel like they have to be.
But that's a lot of pressure, though. Think about it, though. That's just a lot of pressure, though. And then as a black person, but even how you feel at your job, I don't know how you feel at your job, and your job is like, I feel, well, I guess my job's a little bit different, but I like that pressure isn't fair to put on me and the decision I make on my race type of shit.
I mean, it's not me putting it on them.
But
that's
then I don't know.
It on them. They out there, they just
it's complicated.
They just making me feel stupid. I was like
it did make me feel stupid.
That nigga will change this nigga Xavier's life.
Yeah, I was like,
nah, cause I was like you, bro. But I just feel like, bro, it's the Oscars, nigga. We need to smack more niggas around in the Oscars. We need to smack more niggas around in the Grammys.
Don't be laughing at none of his Will Smith jokes at the next Chris Rock special. Since we don't need to be talking about it all that, don't be laughing.
No, we don't need to talk. No, Chris Rock doesn't need to fucking talk about this on no stand.
That's what I'm saying. Don't laugh at none of the jokes. I better not see a
You better watch him. You better stare at him.
I'll watch you like this. You be watching me.
I'm a snicker at that shit. I'm a definitely snicker at that shit. But
I'm hella weak.
Yeah, them niggas.
Yeah. Okay, maybe I'm just outlier because I really didn't give a fuck.
Yeah, I think.
Like, I really, didn't give a fuck because I was seeing what was going on in Ukraine.
Yeah,
I literally didn't give a fuck.
That went into exactly what you said. You hit it on the head. Like, niggas don't have the right kind of leadership in our community for us to, because we put these people on a pedestal. That was the exact point of that whole shit. Like, you summarized that good.
Okay.
Yeah. No, you was like,
nah, you really
like, if I had, if like, I feel
like
if overall we had somebody else to look to besides like our entertainers and shit like that,
right?
I wouldn't really give a fuck what they're doing because they are entertainers at the end of the day. But I still feel like the world puts such like that pressure on them,
right,
to reflect themselves onto us. When you do stupid shit, it just makes us all look bad.
Yeah.
Like, we already out here struggling now. They're like, oh, here goes these aggressive ass niggas again. They don't know how to have a.
Keeps people in line because they don't want them to act that way, but it's like a trap because it doesn't matter. Anything could be active aggression if everything you do is already seen as aggression.
Facts.
They could have just easily, he looked at him wrong.
That's why I don't give a fuck.
He did something wrong.
They already think of us who gives it like.
That's
what
they think of us like all black people just slap people. Like, come on now. And if you do think that, you have fucking bigger issues, obviously, because it's like it's 2022. Look on Netflix. There's diversity now. Shout out to all the mixed race people.
But it's crazy. It's really crazy because racial bias is some real shit, bro. Like how motherfuckers perceive you and shit like that. Like I'm going through that shit right now, bro. Just because I'm black, motherfuckers hate me just because I'm black.
Okay, do you want to share? Because what the fuck you going through? You got some haters or something?
Bruh,
like you
telling
said,
you-
people hate on
Yeah,
you.
I'm telling you, people
hate on you just because you black.
No, I'm saying people. No, I'm just saying people like right now. I'm going through something in the workforce. Where
Okay.
somebody is targeting me I feel like based off my skin color.
Oh god damn!
So
I
then
should
it's
be a lawyer.
hard.
Fuck.
And it's hard
Awesome.
for me to then like try to go through the little chains of command and when it's some racism like that, you gotta be strategic about certain things. So it's
Yeah.
kind of like you gotta sit back and think. But like
Facts.
niggas go through that shit all the time where your boss don't like you just because you're black or they perceive you to be a certain way or something like that, or you get a bad deal and motherfuckers can do one mistake at 17, 18 and now it's on your record and now black people are really fucked for the rest of their life over shit like that. Like
Yeah.
it goes into so many things. That's why racism is so your flower, your tree analogy
yeah.
from back in the day. Like it's
Yeah.
so many things and it just keeps growing. Like I feel like
Yeah.
You
The-
take one piece off, it doesn't.
yeah, it's just like at the end of the day, we know we have to build stuff. We have to be together. We got to put our black dollars together. But it's kind of like, do y'all ever feel like this is gonna happen? Do
The
y'all
black
ever
dollars
feel?
together and stuff? I for sure think it's gonna happen as more opportunities are going to occur for black people. I just think because of obviously being slavery, you feel me? Segregation, what is it called? The civil rights movement. There hasn't been a time where black people were able to build on solid foundation. And I think once that's established, then it will be different. And when I say that, I mean, we're just now coming out with laws that's fighting this hair discrimination. We're just now coming out with laws that's helping black people succeed in workplaces and environments to get economic resources, or I guess you say economic wealth. Just to get wealth, let me say that. Because for so long they were not black people. I keep saying they, like I'm not black. We were not allowed to be in those environments. And I think once those are obviously fixed, then we'll see black dollars going to certain shit. And I don't see that though for like a while, unless we have like black cities like Atlanta, Charlotte, you feel me, popping up where black people are gonna go and put their dollars together. But then we run into in Atlanta the income inequality, which is huge. Which is like, okay, damn, we have black people who's made it doing hella shit, but then there's poor ass black people too. So it's like, how are you gonna, as a black people, take from society after you're allowed into the society, but also be aware to make it so that you're not oppressing the same people because now you're in a better position. You are oppressing people how you were oppressed because you're in a different position. Goes back to capitalism.
Little Wayne.
Yeah. So it's hella shit though, but I do think we definitely could get there. It's just about establishing people in higher up places in order for us to get there and for the income of black people period to go up. And
But
which
you know,
comes from
I take
property,
yeah.
businesses, and a lot of loans been going out for small businesses. That comes with educating people, getting those resources out, having people actually want to do that shit. It's layers.
Yeah,
it takes time.
And then keeping that mindset, like once you obtain the money, and
Right.
Just getting comfortable in the fact that you have the money and just
Building
Yeah.
it, learning it, financial literacy, all that shit. How to do taxes. I would just talk about that shit. I don't know how to really do my taxes. I need to go and have someone do it because I'm like, that's taking out money. You feel me? That I could be using because it's like I'm thinking I know what the fuck I'm doing, but
just get a black.
we don't
tax
have the
person.
tools, huh?
Just get a black tax person,
Yeah, of course.
and then everything's solved.
Yeah, period. I mean, hopefully legally, but I mean, I'm different. I need to make sure I know what the fuck they're doing because, you know, money, gotta be careful. But you get what the fuck I'm saying. Like, it's layers. I mean,
Yeah.
a lot of things that have to be done.
I take maybe this is wrong, but sometimes I take the music industry as a microcosm of like black people and life in general. Because I would say hip hop is somewhere where you're able to obtain money for a certain amount of people, for a certain amount of black people. You're able to obtain a certain amount of wealth.
Okay.
So Coachella, we were just talking about the Grammys, but Coachella is another thing. Coachella is something that is not made for black people, but has black artists headlining these shows, and it doesn't necessarily go to our culture or anything, but we seem to always prefer our, what's the word? Like, we want to go over to those white shows and those white performances, white festivals, and do those, versus us building something which we have the capital. We should have the capital in hip hop to fucking own our own festivals and do Dreamville Fest.
I was gonna say,
100.
Man, hot.
But do you know how you take Dreamville Fest to the next level? You don't just have J. Cole as your headliner.
You have different black labels with their people.
You don't have J. Cole as your headliner. You literally have like J. Cole. Then the next night you have Jay-Z. Then the next night you have Kanye. But this is something.
Did you just put Kanye after?
What do you mean? Kanye?
I'm sorry. If it's a Dreamville, okay,
No.
never mind. But I see I see the idea.
What I'm saying is we build the Dreamville Fest to something which can compete with the Coachella, compete with whatever Day in Vegas, or other fucking events and shit that are not owned by black people. A Dreamville Fest can turn into the biggest shit in the world if Drake, Kendrick, Kanye, Jay-Z, and J. Cole all go out there and perform for 6 nights in a row or some shit like that. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's
6 nights. Goddamn.
For real.
I was like, goddamn.
do you know?
But
do you know how? Do you know how much? That's what I'm. You're
J.
spending
Cole
it
every day?
I'm
spending it.
I'm telling you, we have
No,
so
I'm
much
spending it. I'm
resources, and I feel like maybe it's just harder. Maybe because I don't see it. Maybe because I'm not in those rooms. And I don't have that money that Jay-Z is a billionaire. So I don't have that. But that's the type of fucking camaraderie that I want to see in the black community, because we can make a Grammys, make a Coachella like easily.
Yeah, we had BET Hip Hop Awards. It used to go off until I don't know what the fuck happened, and then
we
they
stopped
tried
supporting it.
No, I think they tried to get cheap on the funding and shit. And one year they couldn't get like who we wanted or something, and we're like, oh, what the fuck is that? Yeah, but I see what you're saying, and I'm pretty sure there is issues with the different labels and stuff and contracts, which doesn't allow certain people to perform. You feel me?
Performed by white people,
all that shit, or certain states,
people,
or they have to like release an album, do all that shit. I'm pretty sure there's shit like that. I just don't know the details. But I do think it would be dope to have a black-owned record label music festival. That would be crazy. You feel me? Because even I'm trying to think, Young Money. I don't know. That's still a record. That's still.
But those are all labels under a giant umbrella of the biggest.
Oh, see.
Yeah.
I don't know.
So if you look at
yeah, come on,
PG.
Music Manager. I mean,
no, because I'm thinking, okay, TDE, Kendrick Lamar, soon to not be Kendrick Lamar, Schoolboy, Isaiah Rashad, SZA, J Rock. They're all TDE under Atlantic. They're not under Atlantic. They're under another fucking label. But anyway, all those are under MMG. What's Migos shit over there? Quality Control with Yachty and all them. They're all under a bigger just label. So, like when Big Sean was on Drink Champs talking about good music owes him money, Kanye then says, good music may have been mine, but I'm just a motherfucker that got sold to the highest bidder anyway. So we're all being controlled by somebody anyway. Just because they said I was the boss, nigga, I'm still being controlled by them.
Oh, I see what you're saying. Because he's still in a contract with their label, even though it's his label. They're under the same restraints as his contract.
Still connected with the bigger labels. So, I mean, that's the only thing the labels got holding on to still. But contractually, I don't know. That's actually a good point. Contractually, I don't know, because labels do that. You can't.
Hell yeah, they do that.
Chance was talking about that in 2016 when he said, "I wanted motherfuckers to feature on my shit, but they won't allow it. Their labels won't allow them to feature on my songs." Like,
and if you don't have the money for the studio time, niggas spend hella time in the studio. Let me just say that. I did not know how long people really spend in the studio and how much that shit could really, really, really cost.
Yeah.
Like, if you're trying to have a good ass song, man. So that goes back to the funding though that we need. Yeah.
Exactly.
For black artists and shit. But you already know J. Cole's already on that with his his shit.
Somebody definitely onto something.
I know, you have to be smart though, but you think about it. He came in and then he left. He was Rock.
Yeah, he got
okay,
signed.
I was like, hold on.
Jay-Z signed him and Wale around the same time.
Okay, cool. Then he made his own record.
I'm just saying.
Man.
I didn't say nothing about Wale. I just said he signed J. Cole and Wale around the same time.
Man.
And Wale was been that guy. But anyway.
Okay, so are we
I'm
gonna
not saying
have
he's
that
J. Cole.
to end this? Are we having the whole debate of who has the
Nah,
harder verse?
Who had the harder? We are. Wait. We already had a conversation. No, hold on. We had a conversation about the J. Cole and Kendrick, and Fox just loves him some J. Cole, but
Kendrick murdered.
me and Xavier put that shit to rest real quick. Hold
You're
on, real
out
quick.
of pocket.
Hold on, real
You're
quick.
out of pocket.
Because
You don't want to have this conversation.
yeah,
with me.
hold on,
Because
hold on.
I'm a real J. Cole fan.
Hold on, let me say this. Let me say this because
January 28th, 1985, I arrived.
every time J. Cole and Kendrick have been on a feature, people have said that J. Cole has washed him every time. There was a song with Jeezy maybe like 4 or 5 years ago. It was called The American Dream. It was going to be like this biggest fucking record ever. J. Cole came on there spitting, and Kanye did was 30. Kendrick's verse was 30 seconds.
Yeah.
It was like a, it was like a little.
I remember that
Because niggas was getting geared up like,
yeah,
nigga, we about to have the 2 MCs on there.
Yeah.
So, Twitter
Can't even
and
hear about the interlude.
yeah, man, really.
Okay.
Twitter and, all of them say, Kendrick's dodging the smoke.
Actually,
But
yeah.
there was one faithful Black Friday. Man, right after things, you was full. You woke up full. And there was something called Black Friday. J. Cole hopped on the All Right beat by Kendrick Lamar. And what was the beat that Kendrick did?
Oh, no. You can't remember?
I pull up on the nigga in the light like.
Oh yeah.
Fire Squad?
That wasn't Fire Squad.
Pull up on the nigga the night like, nice watch, run it.
Yeah, in the air.
Nah,
What's
I
that?
thought that was.
Is that First Squad?
Oh, sure. The way y'all shot
Nah,
me
it's
down,
not.
I
It's
have
not
to
Fire
check it
Squad.
out.
It's definitely not Fire
All
Squad.
I know is fuck. Do you know about my pain?
Oh, get off my dick? No, that's no. I think it is Fire Squad.
It's not.
Okay, let's see.
This is why we need an assistant
All
that
I
could
know
look
is
this all up.
If it was Kendrick's verse, I would have remembered it.
Yeah.
It's
Hold on, not me saying am I a real J. Cole fan. I have to look at it. Saint Truth.
A Tale of Two Cities.
Oh my
yeah.
gosh! God
Yes.
damn it! Do I not?
And
All right,
this
y'all. I
was-
swear
this
I'm a
was
J. Cole
already
fan.
a great song. Like
Yeah,
J. Cole,
already a great
is.
song.
J. Cole went stupid with
He
that
did.
song.
When I tell you, Kendrick went on that track.
It made me
and
remember the title.
That nigga went crazy. After the podcast, we're actually gonna listen to that song since you never heard it.
Because if you would have asked me what the title of Kendrick's was, I would have told you off rip.
Wow.
Never
I know the
forgot.
fact that you're telling me, I'm just like, this isn't making my case look good.
So yeah, I
It
just
was
want
so
want
much.
everybody out there to know. We'll put this on our little hip hop edition featuring Cabrera. I just want everybody to know Kendrick Lamar and this new album that's gonna come out.
Mr. Morale and the Big Steppers,
It's
or
gonna be
Big Steppers?
Big Steppers.
Big
Yeah,
Steppers.
Damn.
it's gonna